In today's video, we're going to be going over Orem and Vineyard, and obviously comparing the two where you want to live. We're going to be going over home prices, we're going to be going over schools, we're going to go over parks, recreational activities, and new and upcoming things happening. Right now, we're here at University Place Mall, which is called Up, and it's someone who is looking to move in Orem. Make sure you click that subscribe button below and the bell for notifications. I also have a link below if you want to get in touch with me, talk about your situation and where you want to move next. But until then, let's get into the video. Wherever you are, your home ownership starts here right now on this channel with me, Jenny Pro Realtor. Welcome to my channel. We are over here at the Sarah Park with the Sarah Shell Theater. Orem is really known for supporting their artists, whether it comes to music, whether it comes to art on the wall, whether it comes to 3D art, all different types of art. You're going to get a lot of opportunities over here to participate in what artists are doing. Orem has 20 parks. We have 98,000 residents. We're sitting on almost 12 acres with 5,000 businesses here in Orem. We have 30 schools. So let's go and check them all out and teach you and show you why you want to live in Orem. But here's the thing to know about Orem. She's mainly flat. A lot of farmland, and I'm going to talk to you about the history of Orem and why it is that way. So let's go check it out. So we're driving on State Street here in Orem. We've got massive complex buildings in Orem. Orem's really known for a lot of their apartments and complexes and their restaurants. There's a ton of mom and pop restaurants here in Orem, which is one of my favorite parts about Orem. We talked about the art, meeting in the area of the Sierra Theater, all the fun things you can do, and there's a lot of good energy in this city. One thing to note about Orem is that it's all flat. So when we visit our other areas, there have been hills and views that you can get within your homes, but in Orem, you're not going to get that. And Orem was settled in 1919, and the reason why it was settled and became such a large city is because of the railroad tracks. So we're going to go on the other side. I'm going to show you their side, which is on the other side of I-15 and Geneva, and show you the industrial side of it and what's happening over there in Vineyard as well. Vineyard is the neighboring city. Now we're going to be driving into some neighborhoods because I want to showcase to you the types of houses you would be buying if you were here in Orem. And those types of houses are older homes, and they're older just because Orem itself is older. So to get a newer home is very rare unless you find a right piece of land. It is amazing soil here in Orem though, because there used to be a ton of orchards and farmland over here. So you still can find upper and coming homes that are newer in Orem, still available. They're just harder to find because there's going to be pockets of land. And what typically happened was a farmer would sell off their land. So looking at this neighborhood, there's literally an orchard blocked off that you can tell the farmer might have sold this land and marked it out and then still runs his orchard. They have apple orchards, they have peach orchards in here, and they sell to the local grocery stores here in Orem anyway. I have literally lived in so many different places in Utah County. I have lived in Orem during my college days. My favorite thing was the restaurants. I have lived in Provo, just like my camera guy in the back, we agreed that Provo's much closer to the canyon, so you could just run away on the weekends, which makes it nice. I have lived in Lehi, loved Lehi. I've lived in Saratoga, I've lived in Eagle Mountain, I've lived in Alpine. So it's very fun to come back to my neighboring cities and to bring the memories back of the energy that you get in this city. It's my favorite part. So as we go to this neighborhood, you have to know that you're going to have massive complexes everywhere you go in Orem, and a lot of that has to do with the young families. And when I'm talking young families, I'm talking college age families, because you have the Utah Valley University here in Orem, and it houses over 40,000 students, and a majority of those students are going to live in Orem while they go to school. So we're here in a local neighborhood, which is really the central of Orem, and it's got an amazing grid system for how to map and get around. Salt Lake City is very similar to that grid system, and it's mapped by specific neighborhoods, and each neighborhood is going to have a different name. So we're in the Suncrest neighborhood. As you can tell, these are a lot of older homes, and a home like this is going to be upwards around the mid $400,000. Your average home in Orem is going to cost you about $500,000. Know that you're going to get a lot of different eclectic styles of homes in Orem. Old, young, different, Victorian, cottage style, you got the 90s style, which makes it really fun and diverse. Goes along with the personality of Orem. You got very diverse families. You've got a lot of people who are trying to retire in Orem with your 55 plus, and you've got a lot of really young families due to the price point of being able to afford in Orem. Majority of young families are going to be in the condos and the townhouses. Now, but if you were to compare between Provo and Orem, they're very similar with how many condos and townhouses they have, but that is because they're both both have universities. You have the BYU and then you have Utah Valley University. So let's go visit the campus and check it out. Welcome to Utah Valley University, where it houses over 40,000 students. You still have an open enrollment here. I attended UVU. They have some amazing programs for business. I went for culinary arts and for hospitality management. It's a perfect choice for a lot of people in Utah that want to still stay with mom and dad. But they also have a ton of housing outside of here, a ton of new build. UVU is continually expanding. My favorite thing about UVU is the building is all under one roof. Every single building is connected except for the testing center. But UVU is a great school to go to. So I'm on Geneva Road, which is the other side of the I-15. Orem does expand just a little bit onto the other side of the I-15, and you continue to have the UVU campus over here. So they have like the dentistry over here, you have the IT tech over here. You still have tons, if you want to show over here, tons of more apartment complexes just everywhere on this side. But the most particular thing here is that Orem turns into the city called Vineyard. Now, I didn't even know what Vineyard was 10 years ago because it really was only for industrial purposes and for businesses. Due to the expansion of population happening in Utah and our housing shortage, there have been new builders, new subdivisions coming in within the last 6 to 5 years happening here in Vineyard. So I'm going to take you around some of those. You're not going to get older homes, very few older homes over here, but you also get the lake view of the Utah lake, which if you want to click the video up above, talks about what they're doing with the lake and the infrastructures in order to help the recreational and the fishes, and making sure they put trails in and biking in and trying to help. That project's been going for about 3 years and it is finishing this year in fall. Over here, look, it says corn. Look, there's a farmland. You find farmlands everywhere. You're like, oh look, there's an orchard. Oh look, here's this. Everywhere in Orem because it's completely flat. Now we're going to go over to all the businesses over here, and we're going to go over to some neighborhoods, show you around the lake, and go check it out. All right, welcome to Vineyard City, the neighboring city to Orem. So we're going over the two cities today, obviously, and here in Vineyard, we have 11,000 residents, very different from the 98,000 in Orem. You have 1,500 acres, so it's very small compared to Orem, and you have only 8 to 10 parks, and you still have restaurants. So over here, they still have a lot of supporting things with schools, neighborhoods. You've got the up-and-coming churches, you still have the condos, you still have the townhouses, and you have the lake. People can come in here and you can do the beach. They have, look over here, they have these loaner life jackets. Personally, I don't want to get in the lake though. The alkalinity is so high, but they have made it an option if you want to come in here and you can go fishing, you can go canoeing, do what you need to do. Over in Provo, because Provo does expand and hit the lake as well, they're doing that project of trying to reserve a lot of canals that are coming into this lake. There's not much we can do about the alkalinity in this lake, so if you were looking to go boating, a better place that's nearby would be the Deer Creek Reservoir. You can put a motorboat in here. I've personally never done it, but there are docks but not over here. Obviously, there are docks more down south.
So the fishing in this lake is really good. This last week came out, given it is shallow, so you have like different types of fish that are a little bit more shallow fish, but I caught 52 fish in a matter of, it was about 3 hours, but total we caught about 104. Lots of white bass. You know, the recreation here on the lake is actually pretty big. During certain times of the year, you can go see the eagles where they land and they spawn or mate on the south side of the lake in January. And then also the walleye fishing is fantastic. So it is a good lake for a lot of the sportsmen that are here in Utah County.
So you can go fishing. There's some great fishes in here. People do go kneeboarding, wakeboarding, I guess. I'm assuming all that fun stuff on the boating, right? Let's head over to the movie theater and I want to show you the indoor parks. They have great soccer parks over there and all the conveniences that you would want to do if you wanted to live in Vineyard. So on our way to the movie theaters here in Vineyard, we fell into a 55 plus community. It's a great area to retire because you do still have a lot of conveniences close by. You even have the Provo Airport, which is close by if you want to travel. You do have the lake, which has lots of beautiful trails that you can walk on. 55 plus community right here. These houses probably are in your upper $500,000. To get a home in Vineyard is very similar to getting a home in Orem, where $500,000, the medium price. Definitely have tons of homes that are going to be above that price range. Now realize that we are in fall of 2024. The prices are subject to change on these homes that I'm marking and knowing what they might cost and what they wouldn't cost. Vineyard is basically all new development. Like I said, you're going to have all brand new, pretty much parks, brand new conveniences, brand new stores. We're also going to go over to what's called the 15-minute city, which is going to be infrastructure the next couple of years over around 700 miles of acres. So it's literally over a third of Vineyard City in itself. And they're trying to infrastructure a whole city within Vineyard. So we're going to go check that out as well. Welcome to Freedom Preparatory Academy. This is a government-owned school, but you do have to be on the list to get into it. And some of these schools are government funded, but some of the schools that are private around here, you do have to pay tuition that could be upwards of around $10,000. Now, Orem and Vineyard alone have over 5 to 7 private schools that you can get kids in, from elementary and to junior high would be more public, and then the high schools. Now remember that in Orem there was over 30 schools, but in here in Vineyard you only have a handful of schools. So if you lived in Orem, you would have the option to be able to come over to here, to this preparatory academy. Let's go check it out. So the nice thing about Utah schools, and it's probably true in other states, but in Utah they do very well with the security and making sure that they know who's coming in the building and who is able to be in contact with the students. And that's happened within the last 10 years. Now in this private school, they're getting ready for school. School starts next year. By the time that we're filming this, school's probably already in session by the time you're seeing it. This academy is going to be really known well for being able to prep your students and getting good reading and good writing, because it is a private school and they do have a dress code here. So if you're interested in going to schools like this, I have a link below that's going to give a rating for all the different types of schools, and you can check out this one particularly if you want to. Welcome to the hub of Vineyard City, where you have the movie theater, you have Top Golf, and you have the soccer stadium, and you've got tons of these fun conveniences over here with restaurants and ice cream. You even got like the nail salons. I see a mathnasium over there, chiropractor, Cafe Rio. So this is really all you got in Vineyard. But you know what? It does it for me. That's all I need. If you need a grocery store like Walmart or Target, you're going to Orem. So you do have a neighboring side that you play on both ends. And let's go check out the puppy store. I want to see if they'll let us touch a puppy. Okay, so the sign doesn't say I can hold a puppy. You have to pay $10 to hold a puppy, but let's go look at them. Look how cute they are. Utah's really known for having lots of animals and being very friendly, whether it's lizards or turtles or dogs or cats. So when you move to Utah, just know we're very pet friendly here. Oh, a mini woodle? I've never even heard of a woodle.
Look at that doggy.
And a Yorkie. Hi. That's so cute though. So we're driving on University Avenue in Orem, and I want you to take a note as I'm driving right here next to this bus system. Was the same one in my Provo video. There's a link above about the Provo city, and the buses stay in this lane when you drive. So you got to be aware in the Provo and Orem, the infrastructure they put in for the students going to either BYU or UVU. Now on University Main is all your conveniences that you could ever possibly want in Orem, and a lot of people who live in Pleasant Grove, who live in Provo, Springville, Vineyard, all come up here for the conveniences, because you've got your obviously Lowe's, you've got the PetSmart. We're going to go show you the mall around here. So this literally has everything you could possibly imagine. Ashley Furniture, and this is a very transit road, because this is also the road that meets down into the Provo mainstream and the I-15. But I want to show you the mall, because within the last 5 years, the mall was really failing. University Mall is what it's called. But then they had some businesses come in and they have condos attached. They have massive parking lots. We even have a Trader Joe's up here, which is a big thing for Utah to get Trader Joe's. And they also have business parks up here in Orem. So for businesses, there are over 5,000 businesses in Orem. You can come to Orem just to do the business if your business is over here in University. So it's not a transit city. It is definitely an in-house city. You could just stay in Orem and you would be able to survive. So I'm obviously an old timer when it comes to living in Orem. This is all new, did not exist when I lived here. We're going to be going to lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, and you're probably familiar with Cheesecake Factory, but in Utah they have very scarce locations, and it is a brand new one in here in the mall. Now here's something to note. The infrastructure of getting parking in here is really important, and so when they revamped this whole mall, they put in free underground parking. There's also Tucano's right there. There's so many good restaurants around here that you could literally just drop a dime, come in. You can even walk depending on where you live. So it makes it a very nice city living area. And here is your underground parking. I've honestly never been down here. Welcome to the University Place Mall, which is now known as Up. A lot of renovations happened within the last 7 years to making this mall more up and coming. You have pretty much every restaurant over here. They even have an RC Willie's. Dillard's is still here. You have actual living compartments and buildings. You have the business buildings over here. Let's go check out some fun dessert areas before we go to lunch.
Some awesome mashed potatoes. And Bryce, what do you got?
Chicken parm, pizza style. It's bigger than my friggin' head, but it will be spectacular.
All right, I got the Chinese chicken salad. You can get this for a lunch special here. So come check out Cheesecake Factory. Obviously, if you don't know about Cheesecake Factory, you need to try it, but it's new here in Orem. So if you're in Orem, come check this one out too. Well, that's a wrap, you guys. Come here to the University Place Mall, to the Rush Playtex. You have to pay money to do a lot of this stuff, but there's also a free area where kids can play. So I hope you enjoyed our video. If you have any comments or things that we missed that you know that people would want to know about Orem, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.